Test. Another guard, number 5, Tessa Johnson, 6'1" junior from Albertville, Minnesota, at St. Michael Albertville High School, where she was a McDonald's High School All-American. 13.6 points, 3.7 rebounds per contest. Inserted into the lineup today as a starter, number 44, Agat McKeer, 6'1" freshman from Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada, out of Montverde Academy in Florida, where she was a McDonald's High School All-American. 6.6 points, 4.6 rebounds per contest. And at forward, number 8, Joyce Edwards, 6'3" sophomore from Camden, South Carolina, out of Camden High School, where she was a McDonald's High School All-American. Honorable mention All-American, first team All-SEC last year. This year leading, or third in the SEC with 20.2 points per game, 6.2 rebounds. Gamecocks in their home white uniforms, garnet numbers trimmed in black. They'll be moving right to left as we look at them from our perch here at Colonial Life Arena. So Agat McKeer in the lineup, Medina Okat, not injured, but not in the starting lineup. Hey fans, when the Gamecocks make 3 3-pointers, you'll score a free 3-piece hand-breaded chicken tender with any purchase tomorrow at Hardee's. Simply download the Gamecocks app, show the Hardee's cashier the app offer, and enjoy hand-breaded tender deliciousness. Download the Gamecocks app today and check out this exclusive offer brought to you by Hardee's. Participating Columbia and Spartanburg area restaurants only. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Officials for today's game, Fatu Sissoko Stevens, Angel Kent, and Frank Sterator. We wait for TV to give us permission to play. Smaller than expected crowd today for a normal day, I would say, in this top 5 showdown. Number 2, South Carolina, number 5, Vanderbilt. But with the ice storm that ravaged most of the country, still a good crowd. For most people, this would be a terrific crowd for them. But the bottom bowl, maybe a little more than half full, and the smattering of folks in the upper deck still making what noise they can. Hope everybody gets home safely, but thank you for joining us wherever you are as the Gamecocks take on 5th-ranked Vanderbilt here, trying to hand the Commodores their first loss of the season. Gamecocks have won 18 straight against the Commodores, leading the series 24-21. Beat them twice last year, but this is a different Vanderbilt team this year. They have been very good. Joyce Edwards to the jump circle for the Gamecocks. She'll be opposed by Sasha Washington. Usually the jump is automatic with big 6'6" Medina Okat in there, but she's not starting today, and the tip is going to be controlled by the Gamecocks. Agat McKeer takes the layup and goes the length of the floor and lays it up and in. Vanderbilt looked a little stunned. McKeer got the opening tip, and nobody got back defensively for Vanderbilt. Gamecocks with an early 2-0 lead. That's a good start. Here comes Vanderbilt on their first possession. Gamecocks in the man-to-man. Washington passes right. Feed it on the baseline. Pull-up jumper by Passat is good, and we're tied at 2. Passat is a tough matchup. She's 6'4", but plays as a guard, averaging 12 points per game. Both teams scored on their opening possessions. We're tied at 2. Here's McKeer, top of the circle. Picks up the dribble, passes right to Taniyah Ladson. Lob it down low to Joyce Edwards. Beats her man and lays it in for 2. And the Gamecocks lead 4-2. Good to see Joyce get involved early. 4-2 Gamecocks here. Not quite a minute gone by. Whistle away from the ball. And going to get a hand check foul on Joyce Edwards. That was away from the ball. Guess we're going to call it tightly today. Not sure what that was all about, as it was nowhere near the basketball. Gamecocks will have to be careful. They'll bring it in across the way. Blake's to trigger it in. Raven doing jumping jacks in front of her. Finally gets it in. Ball knocked out of bounds by Tessa Johnson, who stepped into the passing lane there. They were looking for one in Tonda. They'll do it again, same spot. Sideline across the way. Raven again guarding the inbound. They get it up top to Washington. We're underway. She'll hand it back to Blakes, the SEC's leading scorer. Around a screen to her left. Bounce pass to the right. As they run their weave, here's Galvin, the freshman who's been so good. Shot clock at 13. Ball knocked away, stolen by Taniyah Ladson. 2-on-2 the other way. Ladson drives, shoots, scores, counted and a foul. Chance for a three-point play. Taniyah Ladson got the steal, the hoop and the harm, and the Gamecocks have a 6-2 lead. Taniyah Ladson with a fine defensive play. Now she'll be at the line to try to convert. 8:52 to play here in the opening quarter. She hits a follow-up free throw, and that makes it 7-2. Gamecocks in front. Another steal at midcourt by Agat McKeer. Just took it away from Galvan. Feeds Tessa Johnson under the basket. She'll lay it up and in, and the Gamecocks lead 9-2. It's a 7-0 run. It's a Krantz cooling and heating hot streak. Your comfort is our victory. Keep comfortable with Krantz. 7-0 run as Tessa Johnson off another steal by McKeer, and then McKeer steals it again. Took it away. Long lead pass to Tanaya Ladson. She will lay it up and in, and it's 11-2. And Shea Ralph's going to have to take a timeout and stop the bleeding for Vanderbilt. And 9-0 run for the Gamecocks. They lead 5th-ranked Vanderbilt here, 11-2 with 8:22 to play in the opening quarter. Back in a moment for more South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield. An uncontested layup is, for some reason, she was not defended in the forecourt. Gamecocks went with a different starting lineup today without Medina Okot. Okot not injured, just not in the starting lineup. Coach said just trying to maybe let the game come to her and slow things down. So the original 5 still out there. It'll be Vanderbilt basketball after the timeout. They'll have to go the length of the floor. Gamecocks matching up in the backcourt, not guarding the inbound pass. And we're underway. We triggered in to Jada Brown, who checked in, a senior from Bentonville, Arkansas, same hometown as Miriam Dowda of the Gamecocks. Blakes will get it across the timeline. Bounce pass to the right to Brown, averaging 4.5 points per game. She bounced pass to the right to Moinen Tonda, the former Texas Longhorn. 13 to shoot it. Up top it comes to Mitchell. Mitchell, handoff to Blakes. She can shoot from anywhere. Shot clock under 10. Comes around to screen, needs help. Shot clock at 5. Bounce pass in the lane. They feed it down low to the big girl. A little hook shot is up and in. That's a nice shot by Ayanna Mitchell, their 6'4 junior from Colorado Springs, Colorado. And that ends that 9-0 run to make it 11-4. Gamecocks in front. 7:45 to play in the opening quarter. Work it right side, Tessa, and she threw it away. Blake's out of there with the steal. She'll race down the length of the floor, and she will miss the layup. My goodness. Gamecocks catch a break there, and then Tessa Johnson was fouled from behind by Blakes. Gamecocks will have it. Well, Gamecocks, or Commodores, trying to give the Gamecocks a taste of their own medicine, got the steal and had their best player open for a layup, and she just blew the bunny. And then Blakes fouled her from behind, her first. Gamecocks fortunate to get that one back. Pressure now by the Commodores as Ladson will look to bring it up. 11-4 Carolina. 2.5 minutes gone by here in the first quarter. Man-to-man coverage as Ladson dribbles to her right. Passes left. Raven Johnson wants 3 straight away. Got it! Raven Johnson, her 19th three-pointer of the year. That's a Dominion Energy 3, powering her every day. And the Gamecocks have a 10-point lead, 14-4. Took a hard bounce off the rim, and then we're going to get Raven for a foul at midcourt as she bodied up Blakes. 14-4 Gamecocks lead with 7:08 to play in the first quarter. First foul on Raven, second on the Gamecocks. Raven will come out. Maddie McDaniel checks in for her. McDaniel, the sophomore from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, averaging 3.8 points per game. Blakes will trigger it in near the Carolina bench, and we're underway. Between the rings to Moinen Tonda. Guarded by Tessa. Work it left side now. Brown running the weave, dribbling between the rings, guarded by Tanaya Ladson. They run their weave up top with Moinen Tonda. Now Blakes, top of the circle, shot clock under 10. Comes around a screen to her left, trying to stay with her. Wrap around up top to Passat. Passat steps back into a long one and banks it in to beat the buzzer, and it's a three-pointer to make it 14-7. Passat, second in the SEC in three-pointers and three-pointers made. Hits one there. Here's Tessa Johnson. Long baseline jumper won't go down. And one shot and out. Here comes Vanderbilt the other way. It's 14-7. Passat, 62 three-pointers on the year now. Scoop shot won't go down for Blakes, but she somehow got her own rebound on the other side. Then the ball knocked out of bounds by Tanaya Ladson. Gamecocks just didn't box out, and that was a problem in the loss at Oklahoma, a lack of boxing out, and you allowed one of the smaller players on the floor to follow her shot and get the board there. Got some momentum to the Commodores after hitting that 3 by Passat. She has 5 of their 7 points. And they get the ball back after he didn't box out on the rebound. They'll bring it in across the way on the sideline. McDaniel guarding the inbound pass to Blakes. Gets it in the corner. Now back up top it comes to Mitchell. Back to Blakes left side. Trying to drive the baseline on McDaniel, and she walked with it. 4th turnover of the game for the Commodores, and the Gamecocks will have it, leading 14-7. 6:15 to play here in the opening quarter. McDaniel will bring it up on Blakes as they pick up in the backcourt. Now gets it across to Joyce Edwards. Left side to Agat Makir. McKeer looking. They've got the inside bottled up. Handed off to Tessa between the rings. Not a lot of quick movement here. Tessa, left-handed dribble into the lane. Floats it up, no good. They're going to get her for an offensive foul as Blakes takes the charge there. Tessa has got to do a better job of seeing that coming. Blakes had great position. First foul on Tessa, third on the Gamecocks. So turnover gives it back. Second turnover by the Gamecocks on the offensive foul. Still 14-7 after that 9-0 run. Gamecocks have gone a little cold here, minus the three-pointer from Raven. Approaching the midpoint of the first quarter. Commodores with the basketball. Up top with it is Passat. Dangerous shooter from anywhere. Most of her shots are from three. Wrap around pass to Mitchell at the free throw line. Back out to Passat. Trying to drive into the lane. Cut off at the free throw line. Shot clock under 10. Tanda on the dribble with the left hand. Ball knocked out of her hands, but Blakes recovers. Pulls up for three straight away. Missed it short. Rebound got McKeer, and she's fouled underneath by Tanda. First foul on Tanda, third on the Commodores. It'll be Carolina ball with 5.5 minutes to play in the quarter. Still leading 14-7, but haven't scored in almost 2 minutes. See if they can get back into the scoring column here. Tanaya Ladson will bring it up near the near sideline. Gets it across, dribbling to her right. Feeds it inside to Joyce, and a foul. And that was going to almost be a turnover on the Gamecocks as the pass led her into one of the Commodores, but fortunately Joyce was fouled. Fourth team foul, last to give before the bonus with 5:21 to play. Didn't see who they put it on. It was Tanda again, her second. She'll come out as Galvan checks back in. I got McKeer out, checking in for the first time. Medina Okot, the senior from Kenya, averaging 14.1 points, 10.7 rebounds, did not start today. McDaniel to trigger it in, baseline left side. Gets it into Tessa underneath the basket. She'll lay it up and in. Tessa Johnson with the bucket off the inbound, and it's 16-7. Gamecocks in front. 5:13 to play in the quarter. Dribbling right is Galvan, the outstanding freshman, guarded by McDaniel. Feeds it to Mitchell up top, guarded by Okot. Okot knocks the ball free, splits a couple of defenders, racing down the length of the floor. Now she's tied up, needs some help. Gets it up top to Tanaya Ladson. Ladson thinks about it, goes back inside to Medina. Double team, fights through it, lays it up and in. Medina Okot, instant offense off the bench, and it's 18-7. Gamecocks in front here with 4:46 to play in the opening quarter. Good defense. She started it and finished it. Fought through a couple of defenders. Here come the Commodores the other way. Up top with it is Blakes. Trying to work through his screen. Pulls up just inside the arc. Back rimmed it no good. McDaniel with a good box out that time. Gets the rebound. Outlet Tanaya Ladson. Ladson stop and go. Hands it off to Edwards in the paint. May have been a fumble, but either way, the Gamecocks still have it. Ladson on the right wing now. Back up top to Edwards as we settle into the half court. Tessa wants three left side. Bang! Got it. Three-pointer, Tessa Johnson, her 51st of the year. It's another Dominion Energy three, powering her every day. And the Gamecocks lead 21-7. And a three ball the other way by the Commodores goes down right on cue to answer. Makes it 21-10. Cutting the 14-point lead down to 11. Here's Tanaya Ladson left side. Cut off in the corner. Feeds it to Joyce Edwards. Underneath to Okot. Wide open under the basket. She'll lay it up and in. Medina Okot, I could hear her from here yelling for it, which she doesn't do a lot of talking, and Joyce found her fighting through the double team, and Medina's got 4 points quickly off the bench. 23-10 Carolina. 3:32 to play in the opening quarter. They run their weave, look for a backdoor cutter, and they threw it out of bounds. They were looking for Blakes cutting across the baseline, but the pass was too much. Gamecocks will have it on another turnover by the Commodores. It'll be Carolina ball, leading by 13. Largest lead was 14 a moment ago. With the three-pointer by Jada Brown, her 20th of the year. And then the Gamecocks turn it over in the backcourt, but Coach Staley doesn't think she touched it last. It looked like it was knocked out of bounds by one of the Commodores. One of the other officials says he didn't see it, and I think Coach Staley wants to review that one. 23-10, Gamecocks lead with 3:21 to play here in the opening quarter, and it looks like we're going to have a review. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside as well. You're listening to South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network. Cinerama is your one-stop shop to grow your business. They design, print, install, and service all your signage and graphic solutions needs. You can rely on Matt and his team just as Gamecock Athletics has for many years. Contact your local Columbia independently owned Cinerama today. Let's get the result of the review here.
After review, the call on the floor stands. It's not enough, it's inconclusive evidence to sit there to overturn a call. So South Carolina will be charged with a 30-second timeout. Vanderbilt will be the ball possession here with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
All right, you got the call there, so it'll be a turnover on the Gamecocks. The replay was hard to tell, but everybody watching it live thought the Vanderbilt player swatted it out of bounds, but apparently they didn't have good enough camera angle to overturn it. So Vanderbilt ball, Gamecocks leading 23-10, 3:21 to play in the first quarter here. Vanderbilt with the basketball, up top with it, Sasha Washington, working on Okot, to Blakely, Mila Blakes rather, pulls up, buries it from the right elbow, and it's 23-12. Blakes, the SEC's leading scorer, averaging 25 points per game, gets her first bucket there. 3:04 to play in the opening quarter. Maddie McDaniel almost lost it at midcourt, but gets it back. Got to be careful with Galvan, one of the leaders in steals in the SEC. Finally gives it up to Okot. Dribbling right, hands it off to Tessa. Shot clock halfway down. Now to Okot underneath the basket and tried to make a pass across the lane, but hit the rim. And the Commodores come out of there with it. I'm not sure if that's going to count as a shot or a turnover, but she didn't intend for it to hit the rim, obviously. Up top with it, Jada Brown driving against McDaniel. On the baseline, kicks it back out. Now Sasha Washington just inside the arc. Works it left corner to Passat, who can shoot from anywhere. 10 to shoot it. Needs some help. Okot comes out on her. Tries to bounce it off Okot, and Okot rips it away from her, and then Okot almost threw it away. Tania Ladson saved it from going out of bounds. Gamecocks find Joyce Edwards underneath the basket. Goes up, has her shot blocked. Gamecocks wanted a foul. They don't get it. Comes back out to Tessa. Now to Joyce Edwards. She will drive the baseline, puts it off the window for two, and the Gamecocks lead 25-12. That was a wild series. Joyce Edwards with the bucket. She's got 4, and the Gamecocks lead 25-12 with 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Galvan pulls up just shy of the free throw line. Wasn't going to count anyway. We're going to get an offensive foul on a screen on Vanderbilt. The Gamecocks will get the ball back. Ayanna Mitchell, with a 6'4 junior, will check back in for them. She'll pick up Washington. I'm guessing it's Washington who got the foul. If so, it'll be her second. 25-12, Gamecocks in front with 1:55 to play, and it is Washington getting the foul. Gamecocks are going to go to their bench. Allie Tornabes, the freshman from Charmey, France, is going to head to the scorer's table, and she will check in for Joyce Edwards. Allie becoming a fan favorite here. Coming off 9 points in the loss to Oklahoma. Full court pressure here by the Commodores. Gamecocks struggled with the pressure against Texas. Okot, the trigger woman. They get it into Tania Ladson. Ladson will bring it up. Nope, gets it off to Maddie McDaniel, who will bring it up. Got to hurry and get it across the block C. She just does. Being hounded by Brown. Tight man-to-man coverage. Maddie needs to give it up. Get some movement here. Still dribbling top of the circle. Passes left to Nia Ladson. Tries to drive into the paint. Fumbles. Recovers. Pull-up jumper. Won't go down. Rebound. Bounces around. There's Medina Okot. She lays it up and in. She's fouled. Count the basket. Chance for a three-point play. Okot with her third bucket coming off the bench. And the Gamecocks lead 27-12. With a minute and a half to play in the quarter. Well, Coach Staley had said in the pregame interview she wanted to help Medina solve some of her recent struggles and allow her to get into the flow of the game, and maybe it takes coming off the bench for her. She's at the line for the and one here. Only a 66% foul shooter. Foul was on Passat, by the way, her first. Follow-up free throw is good. And the Gamecocks lead 28-12. 90 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Here comes Blake's right side. Zips it out top of the circle to Galvan. Driving the lane left side, it opens for her, and she banks it in. And that'll stop that little run by the Gamecocks to make it 28-14. Minute 13 to play in the opening quarter. McDaniel being hounded by Brown in the man-to-man. Comes around a screen to her left. Passes right to Okot. Now up top, Tessa. Really tight man-to-man coverage here. Tessa dribbling right. Zips it left side to McDaniel. 13 to shoot it for Tania now in the corner, trying to drive the baseline. Spins to her right, puts it up, no good, but she was fouled and will go to the line. Coach Shea Ralph doesn't like the call. Going to put the foul on Galvan. First foul on her. And we'll send Tania to the free throw line with 56 seconds to play in the quarter. Ladson, the senior, in her first season with the Gamecocks after transferring from Florida State. 5 points today. Hits the first one. Ladson, an 80% foul shooter. That's 7th in the SEC. Makes it 29-14. Second free throw. Got them both. And the Gamecocks with a 16-point lead here over 5th-ranked Vanderbilt, but still in the first quarter. Galvan across the timeline, hands it off to Brown as they run their weave up top. Now Blake's the SEC's leading scorer. Comes around a screen to her left, to the left elbow. Passes right, Passat wide open for three. No good. Rebound Medina Okot, and the Gamecocks have it. Good box out there by Medina. 35 seconds to play in the quarter. Gamecocks lead 30-14. Tessa, near corner three. Missed it short. Long rebound by Tania Latson. Gamecocks have it. Go inside to Tornaby. 6-foot jumper. Missed it short. Long rebound's going to carry him out to Blakes, who's going to have a layup the other way with 19 seconds to go. Tough break there. Makes it 30-16. Tornaby's looking to bring it up. We'll get it off to Maddie McDaniel. Gamecocks can work for the final shot of the quarter. 10 seconds to play here. Maddie gets it across. McDaniel off the screen to her right from Tornaby's. In the corner, Latson wants three. Bang! Got it! And that's how the first quarter will end. Tania Latson, another Dominion Energy three, powering her every day. Her 19th of the year. 10 minutes in the books. South Carolina leading number 5 Vanderbilt 33-16. Back with the start of the second quarter after this. It's South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from their field. Medina Okot was 7 apiece. Blake's the SEC's leading scorer for Vanderbilt, has 4 points. Jasmine Passat has 5. And since the Gamecocks have hit 3 3-point shots, check your Gamecock app for the notification coupon to receive a free 3-piece chicken tenders with any purchase tomorrow at participating Hardee's. Getting set to start the second quarter. Vanderbilt in the road black, white numbers, gold trim. Gamecocks home white, scarlet numbers trimmed in black. We'll start the second quarter with Maddie McDaniel, Allie Tornaby, Zagat Makir, Tessa Johnson, Medina Okot. It'll be Vanderbilt ball moving left to right to start the second frame. Passat will inbound at midcourt. Gets it into Galvan. We went for the steal, didn't get it. Maddie McDaniel matches up man-to-man with the outstanding freshman Galvan. She'll get it across the block C, picks up the dribble. Bounce pass to the left to Ayanna Mitchell, the big 6'4 junior. Dribbling to her right, feeds it inside. Kick it back out left side. Galvan's got a good look at a three. Nowhere near, but they get the rebound on the other side as we didn't box out. Near side it comes. They're working around the perimeter. Blake's trying to drive in the lane. Lost the handle. Tornaby takes it away. Gets it to Tessa. Gamecocks will settle down and not go with the fast break here as Vanderbilt able to get back on defense. Tessa dribbling right. Hands it off to Maddie. Mouse looks inside. Wants Tornaby to set a screen for her. Doesn't. Actually, she backs into the paint. 14 to shoot it. Near side it got Makir. Makir driving the baseline left side and threw it away. I was looking for Medina Okot, but the pass nowhere near. Here's Passat the other way for the Commodores. Feed it inside, ball knocked free again by Medina Okot. She forces another turnover. Gamecocks have it, still leading 33-16. Minute gone by here in the second. Tessa drives, stops, pops, and drops it home off the glass. And the Gamecocks lead 35-16. Tessa will start the scoring here in the second quarter. She's got 9. 8:45 to play in the second. Here come the Commodores. Up top, Ayanna Mitchell. Feeds it inside to Blake. Wide open. She lays it up and in. She's fouled. Count the basket. Chance for a three-point play. Now, can't let Blakes get free, but you can't compound it with a foul either on a layup. Has 6 points now, leading the SEC with 25 points per game, and she'll be at the line where she's third in the league in free throw shooting at 83%, and she gets there a lot. 109 out of 131 attempts. Is the sophomore from Somerset, New Jersey. SEC Freshman of the Year, National Freshman of the Year last year, and she could be in contention for National and SEC Player of the Year honors here. Hits the follow-up free throw, and the lead is trimmed 35-19. Early here in the second quarter. Maddie McDaniel across the timeline, works it right side to Okot, cross-court it to Tessa, high post to Tornaby's, back to Maddie right side, climbs the ladder to pull that pass down. She'll drive, kick it out to Tessa up top, it's got a good look at a three, bang, got it again! Tessa Johnson with her second three-pointer, she's got a dozen points, it's another Dominion Energy three, powering her every day, 38-19, Gamecocks in front. Here come the Commodores the other way. Whistle away from the ball. Offensive foul on the Commodores on the illegal screen. That's going to go on Michaela Blake. Second time the Commodores have been called for that. And Shea Ralph, the coach of Vanderbilt, is beside herself. Can't believe that call went against her. Gamecocks are happy, of course. It has been a tightly called game here today, and that one works in the Gamecocks' favor. Second foul on Blake's She stays in there, however. Galvan came out. Carolina ball leading 38-19. 8:05 to play in the second quarter. McDaniel dribbling right up top to Agat McKeer. Dribbling to her left. Gets it back up top to Tessa. 15 on the shot clock. Work it right side to Maddie. Now Medina Okot trying to drive into the lane. Puts it off the window for two. Nice finish there, and the Gamecocks lead 40-19. Medina Okot with 9 points off the bench today. 7:40 to play in the second quarter. Blake's dribbling left. Passes left to Brown. Back up top it comes. They run their weave up top. Here's Blake's top of the circle. Shot clock halfway down. Blake's drives to the foul line. 15-footer is good. She is tough off the dribble. Makes it 40-21. Blake's heating up now. She's got 9 points. Here come the Gamecocks the other way. McDaniel drives, shoots, doesn't score on the layup in traffic. And Vanderbilt comes out of there with it. May have rushed that one a bit. Here's Passat the other way, wide open for three, but it's partially blocked, I believe, by Tornabes. It's lost out of bounds. It'll remain with the Commodores, but a good recovery there to block Passat. It was open for a minute, the SEC's second leading three-point shooter. Tessa Johnson comes out. Tanaya Ladson back in, joining McDaniel, McKeer, Tornabes, and Okot. It'll be Vanderbilt ball. They'll bring it in baseline left side. Gamecocks leading it 40-21. Brown looking, trying to hurry, gets it wide open baseline to Munantanda, and she buries the 10-foot jumper. Nobody guarded her, and she hit the open J. Back-to-back buckets here for the Commodores. Cuts Carolina's lead 40-23. Gamecocks use a bucket here, get some momentum back. McDaniel wants someone to set a screen for her. Passes right instead to Ladson. Tornabes on the baseline. Pull-up jumper. Rolled out no good. Went halfway down and popped out. Had a good look and couldn't hit the shot. Here come the Commodores the other way. Jada Brown, bounce pass to the right. Munantanda buries a long three. Back-to-back buckets for her, and just like that, the Commodores on a bit of a run. A 7-0 run here by them makes it 40-26. McKeer drives, and she's fouled on the baseline. Will go to the line with 6:30 to play in the quarter. Gamecocks led 40-19, but 7 straight points by the Commodores. Gamecocks need to get back on it. We'll get Joyce Edwards into the game. She'll pick up Tornabes. Tornabes had a good look at a shot from the baseline the last trip. It just didn't go down. Went halfway down and popped out, but she played well. And it'll be Agat McKeer at the free throw line. She scored on the opening tip today. Makes the first free throw here. Only a 65% foul shooter, and that snaps that run. Makes it 41-26. One more time for the freshman. Averaging just over 6.5 points per game. Second free throw, good. And the Gamecocks lead 42-26. Isla McDowell will check in. She'll pick up Medina Okot. Isla McDowell, the freshman out of Cypress Springs, Texas. She was McDonald's High School All-American, averaging 4.5 points per game. Makes her first appearance today. 6:20 to play in the second quarter. Here's Brown left side for Vanderbilt. Up top it comes to Mitchell. Now back to Blake's left side. Another offensive foul called on Vanderbilt. It's the third time they've been called for it. I'm wondering if the Gamecock coaching staff didn't get a bug in the officials' ear early in this game about what they were seeing on film with the screens, because they've been called on it 3 times. McKeer drives the baseline, has her shot blocked, but they're going to call a foul, and the Gamecocks will be at the line again, leading 42-26 with 6:13 to play in the second quarter. Third foul on Vanderbilt already, 4th foul already. Last to give before the bonus, but it's a shooting foul anyway for Agat McKeer, who just made a couple of free throws a moment ago. Has 4 points today, and she'll get 2 more cracks at it. Shea Ralph giving one of the officials a quiet earful as McKeer hits the first one, makes it 43-26. One more time for McKeer. She hits them both, and dare I say it, the Gamecocks are 8 for 8 from the foul line, leading 44-26 with 6:13 to play. Carolina 13th in the SEC in free throw shooting, but knock wood, 8 for 8 here in the first half with 6:13 to play. We try to guard the inbound pass, but they get it into Blake's. The outstanding sophomore, guarded by the freshman McKeer. She'll get it across right side, behind the back dribble. Swings it to her right to Munantanda, the Texas transfer. Up top now to Mitchell. 13 on the shot clock, hands it back to Blake, steps back into a 20-footer, missed it short. Tanaya Ladson skies for the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Ladson Across the block, C. Has to wait for the numbers. Zips it left side to a gut Makir. She'll spot up for three. Missed it short. Fight for the rebound, and Commodores come out of there with it. Joyce Edwards had a chance, couldn't pull it down. 5:38 to play in the quarter. Gamecocks lead 44-26. Gamecocks wanted another offensive foul called there on the screen, not going to get it. Brown dribbling left around a screen, across the baseline, goes all the way under the basket, up top to Blakes. Steps back into a 20-footer again, misses again, but they get the rebound underneath, and we'll get a foul underneath on the Gamecocks on the box out by Agat Makir. As Makir will pick up the foul. That's 2 on the freshman with 5:21 to play in the quarter. Non-shooting. We'll get Tessa Johnson off the bench. Makir has played well, but she'll come out with her second foul. With Tessa back in there. Tessa leading the Gamecocks with a dozen points today. They'll bring it in baseline right side will the Commodores. After the foul, Blakes gets it right side. Got a good look at a three from the corner, and she buries it. Nobody guarded her after she inbounds. Hits her 47th of the year. She's 7th in three-pointers made. Makes it 44-29. Gamecocks lead is trimmed as we approach the midpoint of the second quarter. Cannot leave the potential SEC player of the year, the SEC's leading scorer, that wide open in the corner. 10 seconds to shoot it for the Gamecocks. Work it right to McDowell. Back up top to Tanai Ladson. Shot clock at 5. Got to do something with it. McDowell around a screen, drives into the lane, knifing through defenders, gets a layup with 1 second left on the shot clock to make it 46-29. Just weaved her way through several defenders. Tanai Ladson with a dozen points. Here come the Commodores the other way. Blake's up top, working on McDaniel. Picks up the dribble. Feeds it up top to Mitchell. On the right wing, shot clock down to 10. Needs to do something with it, and she throws it away. Carolina ball off the turnover. Gamecocks will have it. Somebody zigged when they should have zagged. 4:21 to play in the second quarter. Carolina leading 5th-ranked Vanderbilt, 46-21. Reminder, Colonial Life is proud to support the Gamecocks as the leading provider of voluntary worksite benefits and a certified great place to work. We are proud to partner with South Carolina Athletics. Go Gamecocks. Magnus Edwards. It'll be Carolina ball moving right to left as play resumes. Gamecocks in white, Vanderbilt in black, and we're back underway. Maddie McDaniel will bring it up, being hounded by the freshman Galvan. Gets it across. Work it right side to Ladson. Ladson back to Edwards. Joyce Edwards needs some help. Puts it on the floor instead. Spins in the paint. Off the window for 2. And it's 48-29. Nice finish there by Joyce. She's got 6. 4 minutes to play in the second. Here come the Commodores the other way. Blake starting to heat up. Bounce pass to the left. We go for the steal. Tessa Johnson pokes it away. Comes up with the steal. Then she's knocked to the floor by Jada Brown. It'll be a foul. And that'll send Tessa to the line for a pair. Brown will pick up her second. What a play by Tessa. Got it with one hand to knock it free. Then used the other hand to keep it from going out of bounds into the sideline. Finally corralled it coming across midcourt where she was tripped up. Probably took some skin off the knees there, but she's all right. They'll get a sub as Ava Black checks in for Vanderbilt, a 5'11 freshman from New Hampshire, averaging over 3 points per game. Here's Tessa at the free throw line for the first time today. She hits the first one. Tessa 77% on the year, makes it 49-29 with 3:52 to play in the second. Second free throw also good. Gamecocks have 50 points with 3:50 to play in the second quarter. 50-29, Gamecocks in front. Here comes Blakes the other way. Cut off on the baseline, feeds it up top. Now they feed it in the lane. Trying to muscle her way in is Sasha Washington. Kicks it back out to the free throw line to Ava Black. Shot won't go down, but they get the offensive rebound. Stick back is good by Mwen Ntanda. And that cuts Carolina's lead 50-31. 3.5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Working around a 2-3 zone. Tessa Johnson right side on the dribble. Pulls up right elbow. No good. Had a good look at it. Rolled around the rim and popped out. Here come the Commodores the other way. Trying to get some momentum before halftime. Deep three right side to Michaela Blakes, and she buries it. That was from Caitlin Clark range, and it makes it 50-34. Her second three of the afternoon cuts Carolina's lead to 16. Gamecocks need an answer here. Under 3 minutes to play. Up top, Joyce Edwards zings it right side. Isla McDowell, she wants 3. Bang! Got it. Three-pointer for the freshman McDowell, her 17th of the year. And the Gamecocks lead 53-34. Gamecocks have hit 5 3-pointers here in the first half, as have the Commodores. Here's Blakes again, dribbling right, feeds it inside. Ball knocked free, but they recover. Black driving the baseline, and she's fouled on the way up. Didn't see if Edwards or Tessa got her. Either way, it's going to be a foul. Going to put that on Joyce Edwards. That's her first. And we'll send the Commodores to the free throw line. At the line will be Ava Black, the freshman from Auburn, New Hampshire. Hasn't been there often this year. 4 out of 6 from the stripe. This free throw is good. Makes it 53-35. Gamecocks in front with 2:36 to play here in the second quarter. Second free throw also good. Cuts Carolina's lead again, 53-36. Tonight Ladson will bring it up. Gamecocks could use a bucket here. Ladson across the timeline. Near corner comes to Tessa Johnson for 3. In and out, no good. Had a great look at it, couldn't knock it down. Here come the Commodores quickly, trying to cut this Carolina lead again. Work it left side, Muenantanda. Bounce pass inside, and going to get a reach around foul on Joyce Edwards. Second on Joyce. Told you they were calling it tight, and they have been. Kind of a ticky-tack foul there, but they have been consistent in the first half with how tightly they're calling things. Non-shooting, 4th team foul, last to give before the bonus. So they'll bring it in baseline left side. We'll get Edwards out with those 2 fouls. Medina Okot will check back in for her. Aubrey Galvan will trigger it in baseline left side. Looking, got to hurry to avoid the 5 count. And there it is. Gamecocks with great pressure there, and the Commodores unable to inbound. Gamecocks will have it on another turnover. Commodores don't turn the ball over much, averaging only 12.5 turnovers per game. They've got 15 here in the first half. See if the Gamecocks can keep that pressure up. 2:13 to play in the quarter. Gamecocks with the basketball. McDaniel dribbling to her right. Close man-to-man by Michaela Blakes. Needs to give it up. 15 on the shot clock. Works it right side to Tessa. Nobody in the paint for the Gamecocks right now. Tonight Ladson with 10 to shoot it. Gets a screen from Okot. Goes around it the other way. Feeds Okot on the pick and roll. And Okot walked with it. Yep. Kind of caught it in between steps, and a sloppy play results in a turnover. The Commodores get it back. Carolina's largest lead was 21. It's trimmed here 53-36, and Vanderbilt looking to cut into it further with 1:50 to play in the second quarter. Galvan will bring it up. Dribbling left. They run their weave at the top of the circle. Black dribbling to her left around a screen. Passes left to Galvan. Galvan back up top to Washington. Guarded by McDowell. Now Blakes. McDowell takes her on the switch. Now McDaniel picks her up. Work it left side to Muenantanda. Shot clock under 10. Washington, ball knocked out of her hands. Gamecocks come out of there with it. 1:25 to play. Gamecocks will slow it down here, leading 53-36. 1:20 to play in the second quarter. Tania Ladson hands it off up the top to Medina Okot. Okot, couple of dribbles. Looking for a cutter to McDowell and threw it away. Back-to-back turnovers by the Gamecocks. Here come the Commodores the other way. Galvan drives in the lane. Nobody stopped the dribble, and she puts it up and in. A lapse there defensively as we gave them the bucket after the steal. Nobody stopped the dribble. And the lead is trimmed to 15. 53-38. Under a minute to play in the first half. McDowell left side. Gamecocks need a bucket here after back-to-back turnovers. Tessa Johnson dribbling right. 13 on the shot clock. Gets a screen from Okot. Comes around it to her left. Kicking out to McDowell. McDowell will drive into the lane. Floats it down low to Medina Okot. Misses the layup. Gets her own rebound underneath. Puts it back home. And the Gamecocks lead 55-38. Way to stick with it, Medina Okot. 30 seconds to play in the second quarter. About a 3-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. See how the Commodores play it. They're going to wind the clock down as much as they can. Okot now in double figures off the bench tonight with 11 points. Shot clock at 10. Galvan dribbling on Tania Ladson. Stop and go dribble. Around a screen to her right. 4 seconds to shoot it. Galvan looking for Blakes. Finds her. Blakes drives in the lane. Puts it off the window and in. She's fouled. Count the basket. Chance for a three-point play. And that's going to drive Coach Staley nuts. You get the shot clock down all the way to force a shot at the buzzer. You give them a high percentage shot. And then you compound it with a foul. Blakes with 15 first half points, averaging 25 points per game. Foul was on Maddie McDaniel, her first, but you hate to see it. Now perhaps they're going to review to see if the shot clock expired. I didn't think it did. I thought she got the clock The shot off before the
Plays
clock.
on review to see if the
This
shot
will be
clock
another
expired
Cool
before
Care
foul.
Heating, Cool Care review. Call Cool Care Heating, Air, and Plumbing to schedule your official preventive maintenance for the season. Did you know regular maintenance can extend the life of your equipment, reduce utility costs, and improve your indoor air quality? Cool Care is the most awarded HVAC and plumbing company in the Midlands. Call the best. Call Cool Care, locally owned and operated for 25 years. Gamecocks leading Vanderbilt here, 55-40, led by as many as 21, but it's down to 15. And a chance for a three-point play here for the Commodores after he gave up a layup and a foul underneath as McDaniel got her with the body on the way up, apparently. And they're reviewing to see if the shot left Blake's hand before the shot clock expired. When I saw it live, I thought she beat the buzzer, but we'll wait and see what they say. There are 3 seconds on the game clock. As they're taking a good long look at this one. Gamecocks led from the opening tip. It was tied once. Then Carolina had an early 9-0 run to take an 11-2 advantage. Led 33-16 at the end of the first quarter. Led by as many as 21, and now Vanderbilt's got it down to 15, looking for more. Top 5 showdown here on a miserable weather day all across the country. Officials still at the scorer's table taking a long look at this one. Gamecocks reviewed a play earlier and lost their appeal because it was inconclusive, and we'll get the call from the official here after they discuss it. The 3 officials discussing it now. They've got the headsets off, and then one of them will come to the microphone and let us know what the official call is. And they're still trying to sort things out. The initial call was a foul on Maddie McDaniel. And it would be an and-one opportunity for Blakes, who's really come alive here now with 17 points, averaging 25 points per game. Gamecocks held her quiet in the first quarter, but she has come alive here in the second quarter. 3 officials still discussing it. Now we've got it figured out, hopefully.
After review, the foul took place prior to the shot clock expiring. The game clock will be set to 3.5 and nothing on the shot clock. Blakes will have 1 free throw.
All right, there you go. So it'll stand as called. They just added a half a second. And Michaela Blakes, who's been automatic at the free throw line, 83% at the year. 1 for 1 today, and looking for her 18th point here. It's 55-40. And they get a sub into the Commodores as Ayanna Mitchell checks back in. So here's Blake's at the line for the and one. Got it. And it's 55-41. They'll get Jada Brown back in for Blake's. Gamecocks will have 3.5 seconds to try to get a shot off here to end the first half. Joyce Edwards will be the trigger woman. They're not guarding her. Someone else has got to come back to the basketball. Long pass to Turner. Oh, she was bumped from behind, and nothing was called. Ball goes out of bounds the other way. It'll be Vanderbilt ball. So not a good pass from Joyce Edwards, though it looked like Tornabees was pushed from behind as that pass came in, but they swallowed the whistles, and now Vanderbilt will set up with a chance to cut the deficit further. We'll get Adele Tack in for the first time, the 6'5 sophomore from Grand Prairie, Texas. We'll pick up Joyce Edwards. It wasn't a good pass anyway from Joyce, but it looked like Tornabees got pushed from behind. So the Commodores, because the ball was never touched inbounds, get to inbound underneath their own basket with 3.5 seconds to play. No time ran off the clock because the ball wasn't touched inbounds. Gamecocks have been outscored by 3 here in the second quarter. A lot of confusion. Not sure why the officials aren't putting the ball in play. Now we finally got it. They get it into Mitchell. Coming around the screen was Galvan. She'll pull up for 3, and she banks it in at the buzzer. So a 6-0 run to close out the first half, and just like that, we've got a ball game. 55-44, Gamecocks leading 5th-ranked Vanderbilt at the break. Top 5 showdown, Gamecocks with an 11-point lead at the intermission, but Vanderbilt with the momentum. Colonial Life is proud to support the Gamecocks as a leading provider of voluntary worksite benefits and a certified great place to work. We're proud to partner with South Carolina Athletics. Go Gamecocks. We'll start our halftime report right after this. You're listening to South Carolina Women's Basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from their field. Getting set to start the third quarter here at Colonial Life Arena. South Carolina leading 5th-ranked Vanderbilt 55-44. That's the good news. The bad news is Carolina had a 21-point lead with 5 minutes to play in the half, and Vanderbilt shaved 10 points off it rather quickly. See if the Gamecocks can get the momentum back in the second half. Gamecocks will start the second half with Maddie McDaniel, Agat McKeer, Tessa Johnson, Joyce Edwards, and Tania Ladson. I've not seen a lot of Raven Johnson today. She went out early, only played 3 minutes. Not sure what's going on with her. She's on the bike over there. Not sure if she suffered some sort of injury, but only played 3 minutes in that first half. And that's a big loss for the Gamecocks. It'll be Carolina ball to start the third quarter, moving left to right in their home whites. Vanderbilt in their road black. They'll closely guard as we inbound to Joyce Edwards in the backcourt. She'll get it up to Maddie, and we're underway. Gets it across right side to Edwards. Back up top. Gamecocks could use a bucket here, trying to end this little run at the end of the first half. Well, we had Tessa Johnson open for a moment, couldn't get it to her. 15 to shoot it for Ladson. She's double-teamed. Now someone has to come back to the ball, and she throws it away instead. And then a foul on Agat McKeer. Sometimes South Carolina does not play smart basketball. Nobody came back to the ball until it was too late when Ladson was double-teamed. And then after it was turned over, we committed a foul, and Agat McKeer just picked up her third foul. And here comes Raven Johnson off the bench, so that's good news there. But Raven only played 3 minutes in that first half. So chance for Vanderbilt, who was down by 21, to cut Carolina's lead to single digits here. Blake's trying to drive in the lane, floats up off the window. Nobody stopped the dribble, and she gets a layup. That was too easy, and it's 55-46. And the Gamecocks coming unglued a little bit here. See what they can do here. Feed it to Joyce Edwards on the baseline. Goes all the way under the basket, had a layup, but deferred and passed it out to Tessa for some reason. Now Ladson wants three, back rimmed it no good. Rebound to Vanderbilt. I don't know why Joyce just didn't take the layup. Again, poor decision. Here's a long three left side by Passat. It won't go down. They get the rebound underneath the basket, and will lay it in for two more. And just like that, Carolina's lead is down to 7 at 55-48. It's a 10-0 run for the Commodores, and the Gamecocks need to wake up. Feed it inside to Joyce Edwards. One dribble, kicks it back out. McDaniel open look at a three. Bang! Got it. Three-pointer, Maddie McDaniel, just her 5th of the year. It's a Dominion Energy 3, powering her every day, and it's 58-48 Gamecocks. Here come the Commodores the other way. Snaps that 10-0 run. They feed it underneath the basket to Sasha Washington. Misses the short runner. Gamecocks come out of there with it. Maddie McDaniel lost it, gets it back to Raven. Feed Joyce Edwards inside, off the window, no good. And a rebound to the Commodores. Joyce tried to avoid the contact. If she goes up straight, she's sitting at the foul line. Wide open three from Wenatanda right side, won't go down. Another rebound for Washington. She blows the layup. Raven gets the rebound, and the Gamecocks were lucky on that possession. Gave them a wide open three and a layup that they both missed. Work it left side to Ladson in the corner. Puts it on the floor. Drives the baseline. Floats it up and in. She's fouled. Count the basket. Chance for a three-point play. That's more like it. 14 points for Tania Ladson. But some of the decision-making early here, with turnover and then passing up on a layup when it looked like Joyce had a layup driving across the baseline. 12-point lead for the Gamecocks, 2 minutes into the third quarter. Foul was on Passat. That's 4 on Passat, which is a big one. She's one of their better three-point shooters, actually one of the best in the SEC. Second in three-point percentage, second in three-pointers made. Ladson hits the follow-up free throw, and the Gamecocks lead back up to 13 at 61-48. After the Commodores have cut it down to 7. 7:55 to play in the third quarter. Here comes Galvan quickly across the timeline. Finds Blake's cutting on the baseline. Inside to Washington. Misses the short runner. Rebound Joyce Edwards. Outlet to Tania Ladson. One girl to beat. She will miss the layup. Raven Johnson had the layup. Now Tania Ladson's got it. Needs some help. We'll pull it back out. Here's Raven right side. Back out to Maddie. Passes up on the three even though she was open. Shot clock down to 10. Work it left side to Ladson. Dumps it inside to Joyce. She's bumped, no contact, no foul, but she'll lay it up and in anyway. And Edwards will finish that time. Back to a 15-point lead at 63-48 with 7:19 to play in the third quarter. Here come the Commodores the other way. Up top it comes to Washington, all by herself, doesn't shoot the three. Playing about 6 feet off her. Now to Blakes, the SEC's leading scorer. Stop and go dribble, working on Raven. Shot clock under 10. Tries to drive left side from left elbow, and Raven blocks her shot. right back in her face, and the Gamecocks come out of there with it, leading by 15. Ladson drives in the lane, spins to her right, puts it up. It was blocked out of bounds. It'll remain with the Gamecocks. Carolina wanted a foul. They're not going to get it. Ayanna Mitchell, the 6'4 junior, will check back in for the Commodores. She'll pick up Sasha Washington. Great defensive play on the other end by Raven. Raven only played 3 minutes that first half due to some injury we didn't know about, but she's back in there. At least we thought it was an injury. We saw her riding the bike. Needed her defense, came up with it there. Maddie to bring it in baseline left side. Delivers way up top to Tanaya Ladson, and we're back underway. Gamecocks will settle into the half court. Here's Raven up top. Around a screen to her left, passes left to Maddie. Shot clock at 13. Down low Joyce, fighting through a double team. Puts it up, had her shot rejected, gets a rebound. Maddie McDaniel feeds it inside. Maddie lost the handle, and Vanderbilt comes out of there with it. Missed opportunity there. Here come the Commodores. They feed it inside. They got a mismatch there with Ayanna Mitchell matched up with Maddie McDaniel, and the 6'4 player lays it up over the 5'9 player. That was an easy one. 63-50. The lead is trimmed to 13. Gamecocks couldn't get back set up like they wanted to. Here's Ladson the other way, drives the baseline, goes up. How is that not a foul? Ball was swatted out of bounds, but Ladson went up through a sea of arms, and Coach Dawn Staley in one of the officials' ears. I don't know how there wasn't a whistle on that play with how closely they called this game in the first half, where everything was a foul for both teams. And no whistle there. Staley still working the officials. Gamecocks will bring it in baseline right side. McDaniel gets it into Tessa right wing. Tessa on the dribble. Left side, Ladson in the corner. Puts it on the floor again. Drives. Scores! Tanaya Ladson off the dribble. 65-50. Gamecocks in front. Tanaya Ladson driving to the basket. She's got 17 points. 5:50 to play here in the third quarter. Crowd encouraging the defense. Blakes feeds it left side to Brown. 15 to shoot it. On the baseline is Mitchell. Baseline jumpers and air ball. Fight for the rebound. It's loose on the floor. And Raven Johnson on her keister comes up with it. Gamecocks come out of there. Long lead pass to Joyce Edwards. One girl to beat. She lays it up and in. She's fouled. Count the basket. Chance for a three-point play. And it's 67-50. Ladson and Raven were both a little slow getting up off the floor, but they're all right. What a play by Raven on her rear end, keeping that ball alive, and started the fast break. And the Gamecocks have a 17-point lead with Joyce Edwards at the line. Joyce now in double figures with 10 points. This will be her first visit to the line. Foul was on Galvan, her second. Here's Edwards. Follow-up free throw, no good. Medina Okot had the rebound and lost it, however. Commodores come out of there with it. First miss from the line for the Gamecocks today. They're now 11 out of 12. Galvan drives the length of the floor, missed the layup, fortunately, as nobody stopped the dribble. Ball goes out of bounds. Carolina thought it was their ball for sure. And now one of the other officials is going to come over and change the call. There we go. Yeah, the fans on the baseline all jumped up after that last one. It was clearly off the Commodores. It'll be Carolina ball, leading by 17 after the Commodores cut the 21-point lead down to 7. Raven Johnson being hounded in the backcourt by Galvan. That is a lot of contact that suddenly they're not calling. And again, in the first half, anything was a foul for both teams. Raven, 15 on the shot clock, dribbling to her left. Galvan all over it. Comes around a screen to her right. Got to give it up. Gets it underneath at the free throw line to Joyce. Kick it out to Tessa. Far corner three. Bang! Got it. Three-pointer Tessa Johnson. Her third of the game. It's another Dominion Energy three. Powering her every day. And the Gamecocks lead 70-50. A 7-0 run by the Gamecocks. It's a Krantz cooling and heating hot streak. Your comfort is our victory. Keep comfortable with Krantz. Raven Johnson almost had another steal. It was kicked. It'll remain Vanderbilt ball when we come back. Gamecocks with a 20-point lead, 70-50 with 4:44 to play in the third quarter. Back in a moment for more South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield. Raven Johnson only played 3 minutes. They got her back here in the third quarter, and I think her defense is helping. Let's see if that'll hold up. Still a long way to go in this one, and we saw how quickly Vanderbilt was able to cut Carolina's big lead earlier down to single digits. On the floor for the Gamecocks, Ladson, Johnson and Johnson, Okot and Edwards. It'll be Vanderbilt basketball will bring it in front of their own bench across the way, or down below us. Raven will guard the inbound pass. Blake's looking to trigger it in, finally does so to Galvan. Blake's gets it back around a double screen to her right. Loops it up, blocked by Medina Okot into the baseline out of bounds. It'll remain with the Commodores, but Medina came in 6th in the SEC in blocks per game, gets her 32nd of the year. Blake's will bring it in, baseline left side. Got to be careful after she inbounds. They give it right back to her. She spots it for three, and Raven blocks it and swats it out of bounds. Well, in the first half, we saw Blake's inbound and quickly on the give and go, if you will, inbound step to the corner and was wide open for three, and she buried it. That time, the Gamecocks read the scout well, and Raven denied it with a blocked shot. They triggered in left side, driving in the paint, Tanda. Ball knocked loose on the floor. It's going to be tied up. Held ball. Possession will stay with Vanderbilt, but good defensive play there. Shot clock down to 6. 3 good defensive plays on this possession. Let's see if they can close it out. They'll bring it in baseline left side again. And they get it into Jada Brown. Pulls up for three. Off the rim, no good. But they get the rebound on the other side as we didn't box out Galvan, the smallest one on the floor, the 5'6" freshman. Comes around a screen to her left. Ladson picks her up. Top of the circle. Tanda wants three, and she got it. Tanda, her 14th three-pointer of the year, and the Gamecocks have their 7-0 run snapped at 70-53. 4:08 to play in the third quarter. Raven to Okot. Zips it left corner. Tessa wants three. Missed it short this time. Rebound tonight, Ladson, but they're going to get a foul underneath on the Gamecocks. Tessa had a good look. Couldn't knock it down. She's hit 3 in the game. Had a wide open look from the corner, but couldn't bury that one. Second foul on the Gamecocks. Coach still arguing that call. Under 4 minutes to play in the third. Vanderbilt with the basketball. Gamecocks with a 17-point lead. Blake's had the ball knocked out of her hands. Ladson got the steal, and then she's fouled by Washington. Ladson able to get a hand on it and then plowed into Washington, who was still moving, and the Gamecocks get the benefit of the call as Washington picks up her third. I believe that's the third team foul on the Commodores. Carolina ball leading by 17. 3:45 and counting in the third quarter here. Ladson right side, guarded by Blakes. Up top to Okot. Okot one dribble, hand off to Ladson. Fumbles but recovers. Still has it on the floor. Pulls up from the free throw line. Yes! Tania Ladson with 19 points. Spinning and shooting off the dribble. 72-53. Carolina in front. Smooth stroke there by the veteran. Here comes Galvan the other way. Hands it off to Tanda. Just hit a three a moment ago as they run their weave up top. Brown dribbling left, gets it back. Galvan, she wants three left side. No good. Okot corrals the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Gamecocks with a 19-point lead. 3:10 to play in the third. Raven, stop and go dribble. Up top, Medina. Work it right side to Tania Ladson on the dribble. Into the lane. It opens for her, but she blew the layup. Okot had the rebound and lost it. Here come the Commodores the other way. Oh, he had 2 good looks. Couldn't knock it down. Blake's deep three up top. Won't go down. Okot flies in for the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Oh, Medina playing with some energy today. She's got 6 rebounds. Gamecocks have it, leading by 19. Here's Joyce Edwards under the basket. She will lay it up and in. And the Gamecocks have matched their largest lead of 21 points at 74-53 with 2:35 and counting here in the third quarter. Here come the Commodores the other way. Up top it comes Washington. Squares up to the basket. Okot playing 6 feet off her. Shot clock at 15. Works it right side to Tanda. Guarded by Joyce Edwards. Tanda puts it on the floor. We almost tie it up. Kick it out left side. Jada Brown wants 3. She airballed it. And a rebound to Joyce Edwards, and the Gamecocks have it. Leading by 21, looking for more. Edwards gets it off to Raven right side. Up top, Tessa. Avoids the block. Pulls up for 3. Bang! Tessa Johnson with her 4th three-pointer. She's got 20 points, and the Gamecocks lead 77-53. Their largest lead of the game. And Coach Shea Ralph of the Commodores is going to call a timeout and stop the bleeding. Hey, Krantz Cooling is proud to be your local family-owned heating and air company, keeping the Midlands comfortable for over 40 years. For service you can trust, keep comfortable with Krantz. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside. It's Carolina basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from their... Did not play much in that first half. Only 3 minutes, but she has helped make a difference here. Medina Okot has also played well coming off the bench tonight, not in the starting lineup, but has brought some energy off the bench. Coach Daly said in the pregame interview that sometimes They wanted to take some of the burden off Medina, and maybe her coming off the bench is just that. On the floor for the Gamecocks, Johnson and Johnson, McDaniel, Edwards, and Okot. It was McKeer who got the start today in front of Medina, but she's in there now. 77-53, largest lead of the game for the Gamecocks. The lead was only 7 points at one point this quarter. And the Gamecocks have exploded. They've outscored them 22-9 here in the quarter. Vanderbilt ball, they have to go the length of the floor as Galvan will bring it up on Maddie McDaniel. The crowd that's here is loud. Galvan dribbling right. McDaniel stays with her in the man-to-man. Up top to Blakes. Comes around a screen to her left. Okot has to take her on the switch. And Okot denies the entry pass, and Raven picks up the loose ball. Great defense there by the Gamecocks. Work it left side, Maddie McDaniel. McDaniel dribbling to the left corner. Up top, Joyce Edwards. Looking inside. Tight man-to-man coverage by Vanderbilt. Work it up top, Medina Okot. Passes left to Raven. Shot clock at 13. On the give and go inside to Medina. She will lay it up and in. And that is textbook pick and roll. Gamecocks lead 79-53. Medina Okot with 13 points off another great feed from Raven. And it's a 9-0 run for the Gamecocks. 1:10 to play in the third. Blake's right side. Around a screen. Picks up the dribble. Passes right to Galvan. Guarded by Maddie, drives into the lane, had the ball knocked out of her hands but recovers. Shot clock under 10. Ball kicked around, but Mitchell comes out of there with it. 5 seconds to shoot it. Blake's up top, pulls up for three, and she buries it with a hand in her face to end that 9-0 run. Makes it 79-56. Blake's is so good, she's got 23 points. Whistle away from the ball. It was knocked out of bounds. Blake's has hit 3 3-pointers today. Gives her 49 on the season. She's 7th in the SEC in 3-pointers made. McDaniel will bring it in baseline left side. Got to hurry to avoid the 5. Gets it into Raven. 45 seconds to play in the third quarter. Raven on the dribble drive. Passes right to McDaniel. Up top, Joyce Edwards now dribbling to her left. Man-to-man defense. Here's Raven left side for 3. Bang! Raven Johnson with her second 3-pointer of the game. It's a Dominion Energy 3, powering her every day. Gives her 23s on the year, and it's 82-56 Gamecocks. With 25 seconds to play in the third, 82-56 over 5th-ranked Vanderbilt. Trying to send the Commodores home with their first loss of the season, one of only 2 undefeated teams in the country, alongside number 1 UConn. 10 seconds to shoot it for the Commodores. Blake's up top, dribbling around a screen to her left. 5 to shoot it. Works it right side to Galvan. On the dribble, 2 seconds. Fade away to beat the buzzer, no good. But we didn't box out, and they got the rebound, and that's how the third quarter will end. 3 quarters in the books. Gamecocks trying to hold off the 5th-ranked and undefeated Vanderbilt Commodores. Gamecocks leading it 82-56 as we head to the fourth quarter. Hey Atkins Law Firm proudly supports Gamecock women's basketball, and if you've been injured on the job, remember who you hire matters. Call them at 803-251-6406. 30 minutes in the books. Final frame coming up after this. It's South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield. Nia Ladson with 19. Medina Okot with 13. Joyce Edwards with a dozen. Michaela Blakes, the SEC's leading scorer, came in averaging 25 per game. She's got 23. And Jekalingo Mwenentanda has 10 points as well. Carolina ball to start the fourth quarter, moving left to right in their home whites. Vanderbilt in their road blacks. Crowd going crazy here as Sandstorm plays. Joyce Edwards triggers it in to Raven Johnson. We're underway. They're on the floor with Ladson, Okot, and McDaniel. Raven slowly across the timeline. Guarded by Galvan as they match up. Raven dribbling right, passes left to McDaniel. Thought about the 3, she'll drive instead. Goes underneath the basket to Medina. She'll lay it up and in. Great pass from Maddie, and the Gamecocks will start the scoring. It's 84-56 with 9:37 to play. Medina Okot with 13 points. She has played well off the bench tonight. Bounce pass to the right to Jada Brown. Gamecocks stay in their man-to-man. Shot clock halfway down. Up top to Blakes. Guarded closely by Raven. Comes off a screen to her left. Raven trying to trail her. Has to hand it off with 10 to shoot it. Baseline jumper by Galvan's an air ball. Rebound tonight Ladson, and the Gamecocks have it. Ladson weaving through defenders. Now she'll pull it back. Will settle into the half court. Not quite a minute gone by here in the fourth quarter. Ladson dumps it into the corner to Raven. Maddie right side. Doesn't pull the trigger on the 3. Work it left side to Joyce Edwards. Edwards will try to drive the baseline. Zips it to Raven. Near corner 3. Missed it off the front of the rim. And rebound to Vanderbilt. That would have brought the house down. 8:50 to play. Gamecocks lead 84-56. Here come the Commodores. It's Blakes dribbling right. Guarded by Raven. Up top it comes to Passat, who's in there with 4 fouls. Now Washington coming out of the lane left side, trying to drive on Medina. Kicks it back out. Shot clock at 12. Feed it inside. Washington fumbles it out of bounds. Carolina ball. Medina came over to try to front her late, and I think that distracted Washington. Took her eyes off it and turned it over. 19 turnovers for Vanderbilt. They're only averaging 12.5 turnovers per game, but Gamecocks have caused fits today with their defense. 8.5 minutes to play. Gamecocks lead 84-56 over the 5th-ranked and undefeated Commodores. Work it left side to Ladson. Shot clock already down to 15. Ladson wants someone to set a screen for her. Zips it right side. Here's Raven. Deep on the wing. Goes underneath to Medina. Medina will lay it up and in, and the Gamecocks lead by 30. 86-56 with 8:08 to play. Nobody saw this coming. We go for the steal. Don't get it. Here's Blakes trying to drive into the lane. Cut off halfway down. Gets Okot in the air and misses the layup. Medina with the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Medina with 17 points and 7 rebounds now. Here comes Raven the other way. She'll drive and score. Nobody stopped the dribble. And it's 88-56. A 6-0 run for the Gamecocks. A Krantz cooling and heating hot streak. Your comfort is our victory. Keep comfortable with Krantz. Here's Blakes on the give and go to Washington. She's got a wide open layup to snap that 6-0 run. And the Commodores get on the board here in the 4th quarter to make it 88-58. 7.5 minutes to play here at CLA. Gamecocks trying to bounce back from that overtime loss, that 16th ranked Oklahoma. Off to a good start here. 7:20 to play. Up top is Edwards, 15 to shoot it. Playing traffic cop. Tight man-to-man coverage. Finally gets it up to McDaniel. Maddie McDaniel drives in the lane, puts it up, missed the layup. Rebound to Vanderbilt. Boy, Maddie did everything but finish that time. Here come the Commodores the other way. 88-58 Gamecocks. Up top, Passat. Dangerous three-point shooter. Takes a long one and buries it. Passat, the second best three-point shooter and maker in the league, and she hits her second there to give her 8 points. It's 88-61. We try to feed it inside and turn it over, and the Commodores trying to get some momentum here late. Medina Okot will come out with her 17 points and 7 rebounds. Allie Tornabes will check in for her, the freshman from Charmey, France. Agat McKeer's back into the game. She'll pick up Maddie McDaniel. So a little 5-0 run here for the Commodores, looking to add to it after the Gamecocks built a 32-point lead. It's been trimmed ever so slightly. Galvan dribbling right. McKeer has her in the man-to-man. Up top to Mitchell. Hands it back to Galvan. Galvan around a screen to her right. Tornabes takes her on the switch. Up top, Sasha Washington. Back to Galvan. Shot clock down to 10. Work it left side. Passat, another deep three left side. This one's no good, but they got the rebound on the other side. Gamecocks not boxing out very well. Washington has a jumper up in the lane, but she's fouled and will go to the line. Looked like good defense by Tornabes, but must have gotten some of the body. First foul on Alley, first on the Gamecocks. It's 88-61. Gamecocks in front, 6:24 to play. Commodores trying to chip away at this one. It'll be Sasha Washington, the graduate student from Lawrenceville, Georgia, who was injured all of last year, but it's bounced back nicely this year. 10 points, 8 rebounds per game. And she hits the free throw. Commodores haven't missed a free throw. They're 5 for 5 today. Washington, a 67% foul shooter. And she misses the second one. Raven with the rebound. Gamecocks have it, leading 88-62. Gamecocks can afford to be a little deliberate if they want to and work as much time as they want. Here's Joyce Edwards, right side. Feeds Tornabes down low. Back to Joyce up top. Joyce dribbling left. Hands it off to Agat Nakir. 15 on the shot clock. Tanaya Ladson left side. Trying to drive the baseline. Cut off. Back to Joyce with 10 to shoot it. Up top, Agat Nakir. She wants 3. Rolls off the rim. No good. Long rebound. Karen's out for the Gamecocks. Work some more clock here. Under 6 minutes to play. Gamecocks lead 88-62. Coach Staley signals the play for Tanaya Ladson, dribbling left between the rings, guarded by Blakes. Shot clock under 10 now. Snap and go for Tanaya. Drives into the lane, floats it off the glass, and they're going to get her for an offensive foul? You got to be kidding me on that one. So the points won't count. Oh, my. That was a master class in flopping there by the Commodores because, I'm sorry, no. 88-62, Gamecocks in front. Coach Staley still giving the officials an earful about that one, and I don't blame her. That was, no. Commodores with the basketball. Blake's across the timeline. Bounce pass to the left to Mitchell. Guarded by Tornabes. Feeds it inside. Blake somehow got wide open under the basket but missed the layup. Rebound Joyce Edwards. Somehow she got free. Here's Raven Johnson, drives in the lane, stops, pops, and won't drop, but Joyce Edwards had the rebound, and she's fouled on the way up. Boy, that shot just wouldn't go down for Raven. Her first miss of the day. And it'll be Joyce Edwards at the free throw line. Joyce has a dozen points tonight, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 0 for 1 from the foul line. Let's see if she can do better here. She'll get 2 cracks at it, makes the first one, and it's 89-62. Joyce only a 67% foul shooter. Second free throw, yes ma'am, 90-62. Gamecocks are, 13 out of 14 from the free throw line today. We're approaching the midpoint of the fourth quarter. Gamecocks leading 5th-ranked Vanderbilt 90-62 here at CLA. Here come the Commodores. Driving left side, Muenentonda has the ball knocked out of her hands. It's going to be a held ball. Joyce Edwards with some great defense there as Muenentonda dribbled right into the teeth of the defense, tried to go up with a shot, and Joyce put her hand on it as it came up from her hip, and it results in a held ball. The possession arrow favors Vanderbilt. They'll bring it in baseline to the left of the basket. And they deliver up top, ball knocked loose, but the Commodores recover. Up top is Blake's driving the lane left side, and Blake's bought a foul there on Tornaby's. Kind of threw her head back and got the benefit of the call. Tornaby's may have been moving a little bit, but Blake's made it a little more dramatic to make sure to get the call. Non-shooting, 3rd team foul in the Gamecocks. They'll bring it again, baseline left side. They finally get it into Blake's. Trying to free herself up. 18-footer. Rolls off the rim. No good. Rebound Tania Ladson, and the Gamecocks have it. 5 minutes to play in this one. Gamecocks leading 5th-ranked Vanderbilt 90-62. Top 5 showdown, and it's been all Gamecocks so far today. Raven dribbling right. Lob underneath the alley, and it's going to go out of bounds as Blake snuck in there and knocked it out of her hands. We tried a little alley-oop there to Allie, who can dunk, by the way, and that'll send us to a timeout. 4:45 to play. Gamecocks in front of the Commodores, 90-62 is 32. Gamecocks will bring it in. Baseline left side underneath their basket. You've got Raven Johnson, Allie Tornabese, Joyce Edwards, Agat McKeer, and Tania Ladson on the floor. Raven will be the trigger woman. Got to hurry to avoid the 5 count for Raven. Delivers up top to Tania, and we're underway. Shot clock down to 10. Ladson, stop and go dribble. Trying to create, driving in the lane, is cut off, spins, shoots, and won't go down. Allie Tornabese with the rebound. Wants to go up with it, and will kick it back out instead, which isn't a bad play. We lob it down low to Joyce Edwards, and Joyce will finish. Great look by Tania Ladson. She'll get her 5th assist. Joyce Edwards with 16 points, and the Gamecocks have a 30-point lead at 92-62 with 4:18 to play in the contest. And Raven Johnson with a steal just past midcourt. Finds Ladson under the basket, who will lay it up and in on the alley-oop. Tania Ladson with 21 points, and it's 94-62. Tania with another 20-point game, her 5th 20-point game of the season. Here come the Commodores. Under 4 minutes to play. All Carolina today against a very good Vanderbilt team. Obviously coming in at 20-0, the best start in school history. Blakes will drive the lane. She misses the layup. They get the rebound underneath. Stick back won't go for Ayanna Mitchell, but she was fouled and will go to the line here as Raven Johnson got a piece of her. Raven will pick up her 3rd foul. We'll get Isla McDowell into the contest. She'll pick up Ladson. Ladson exits with 21 points. Adele Tack will check in for Allie Tornabese, who did not know. She's going to pick up Joyce Edwards. Edwards exits with 16 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Really nice game in a big game for Joyce Edwards. At the free throw line, Ayanna Mitchell, the 6'4 junior, misses the first one. If she misses the second one, everyone in the house gets free chicken. A 60% free throw shooter is Mitchell. This crowd is getting loud. They want free chicken, but they're not going to get it. She hits it, and it's 94-63, and she'll hear the boos. That ends that little 6-0 run by the Gamecocks. 3:40 to play. Gamecocks in front, 94-63. Raven from the free throw line, got it! Raven Johnson with 10 points, and the Gamecocks lead 96-63. Raven only played 3 minutes in the first half, but what a second half for her here. Commodores run their weave up top. Work it right side. Up top now to Mitchell, who just hit that free throw a moment ago. Now to Blakes. The SEC's leading scorer. Works it right side. 3 ball away. Muenentonda is good. She hits another one. Winantanda with her third three-pointer of the day. Makes it 96-66. She's got 13 points, I believe. Here come the Gamecocks the other way. Under 3 minutes in this one. All Carolina here. Raven dribbling left. Shot clock at 13. Around a screen from Adele Tack. On the pick and roll to Adele, and she'll lay it up and in. Oh, boy. Raven with another assist. Adele gets her first points. She said hello from the other side. It's 98-66. 2:40 to play. Here come the Commodores. Work it near side to McCurrat, who had just checked in a moment ago. To Blake's right side. Has her three-pointer blocked by Raven. McDowell had the rebound, and she was fouled underneath. So the Gamecocks will have it as the Commodores are whistled for the foul. Maddie McDaniel in, Raven Johnson out. Raven, a terrific game and a terrific second half. She'll finish with 10 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. And a strong second half for Raven. 7 of those points coming in the second half. Pressure in the backcourt. We triggered into Maddie. She'll bring it up. Just 2:24 to play in this one. Gamecocks are going to pick up their 20th win of the season. It'll be the 15th 20-win season under Coach Dawn Staley. Near side it comes McKeer. Shot clock at 15. Bounce pass inside to Tornabees. It's going to be tied up. Held ball. Possession will remain with South Carolina with 12 on the shot clock. Gamecocks looking for their 19th consecutive win over the Commodores. Michaela Blakes is out for the Commodores. The SEC's leading scorer will finish with 23 points, but the Gamecocks made her rather inefficient overall. 9 out of 24 from the floor. We lob it into Tornabees and going to get a foul underneath on the Commodores. Didn't see who it was on. Third team foul on Vandy. Carolina will bring it in again, baseline right side. Got to hurry to avoid the 5 count. Get it into Agat McKeer. Drives the baseline. Puts it off the window. No good. Gets her own rebound. Sticks it back home. And the Gamecocks have hit the century mark against the 5th-ranked Commodores. 100-66. Crowd on their feet here with under 2 minutes to play. Near side it comes to Ava Black. What a performance tonight. Black underneath the basket all by herself. She'll lay it up and in. Makes it 100-68, but nobody cares. 1:43 to play. Gamecocks are going to have a nice bounce back here today, and they will knock Vanderbilt from the ranks of the unbeaten. Near side to Maddie McDaniel. Maddie slings it across to McKeer. Far side. Isla McDowell wants 3. Bang! Got it. Three-pointer Isla McDowell, her second of the game. And 18th of the year, another Dominion Energy 3, powering her every day. 103-68 Gamecocks. Here come the Commodores, 1:15 to play. Near side it comes Makura. Buries a 3 from the left wing, and it's 103-71. Gamecocks have hit 10 3-pointers today. They've hit 11. Gamecocks with the basketball, a minute to play, leading big over the 5th-ranked Commodores, 103-71. Maddie McDaniel, top of the circle. Zips it right side to McDowell, looking inside for Tornabees, trying to get her into the scoring column. Lob it inside, it was off her hands, out of bounds. Pass was a little bit behind her. It'll go as a turnover. Only Gamecock we have not seen today. I don't think we've seen Miriam Dowda in the game today. Other than that, Tornabees is the only one other than Dowda who hasn't scored. Ball knocked out of bounds by the Gamecocks. It'll remain with Vanderbilt. Just 38.5 seconds to play. They bring it in front of the Vandy bench. And we're underway. Mitchell will hand it between the rings to Galvan. Work it left side to Black, the freshman. Feed it right side. 13 on the shot clock. Right side. Makara for 3. Buries another one. And it's 103-74. They've hit a ton of threes today. That's their 12th three-pointer for the Commodores. They've hit 12 out of 25 from three-point range. Gamecocks have hit 10 out of 17. 26 seconds to go. The Gamecocks can dribble out the clock if they want to. Gamecocks, a nice bounce back from their first SEC loss of the season. They're going to knock 5th-ranked Vanderbilt from the ranks of the unbeaten. The Gamecocks never trailed. It was tied once, and they blow out 5th-ranked Vanderbilt here at Colonial Life Arena with a huge offensive performance. 103-74. Crowd on its feet. Spurs up. The Gamecocks take down previously undefeated Vanderbilt. 103-74. We'll take a timeout and start our wrap-up after this. You're listening to South Carolina Women's Basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield. Gamecocks knock off previously undefeated and fifth-ranked Vanderbilt today here at Colonial Life Arena in impressive fashion, 103-74. Gamecocks improved to 20-2 on the season, 6-1 in Southeastern Conference play, and it's the 15th time Gamecocks have won 20 or more games under Coach Dawn Staley. Welcome into the post-game locker room report driven by Jim Hudson Automotive. Commodores dropped to 20-1 overall, 6-1 in SEC play, and Gamecocks shot a blistering 62% from the floor, 40 out of 65 overall, 10 out of 17 from three-point range for 59%. And how about this, folks? 13 out of 14 from the foul line for 93%.